Jonny Kim, Navy SEAL, surgeon, and astronaut before age 36. Navy SEAL, war hero, doctor, surgeon, astronaut, pilot, scientist, roboticist. Just some of the things you might hear from a child trying to decide what they want to be when they grow up. For the ambitious and aspirational, the sky really is the limit, unless, of course, you're Lieutenant Commander Dr. Jonny Kim, a man who doesn't seem to know the definition of the word limit. Early life. In the 1980s, Jonny Kim's parents emigrated to the United States. Settling down in Los Angeles, California, like many Korean immigrants, they opened up a liquor store. While his mother was a part-time substitute teacher at a local elementary school, his father had no formal education at all, having grown up in a rural and impoverished region of South Korea. He made up for his lack of schooling, though, through hard work, often working 6 days a week to make ends meet. In 1984, Jonny Kim was born. As a shy teenager who found it difficult to talk to other people, he often found it hard to make friends in school. Because of his social anxiety, every lunch break he recalls wandering aimlessly around the corridors just to avoid interacting with his classmates. The few friends he did have usually came from playing sports, as he was good at swimming, water polo, and calisthenics. He also had impressive academic abilities. His consistently high marks meant that he was expected to attend a top university. But Jonny Kim had something completely different in mind. It was in high school that he first heard about the Navy SEALs from a friend. Impressed by their eliteness, professionalism, and quiet sacrifice, from that moment on, he was determined to become a SEAL against the wishes of his parents. But there was also another, much darker reason for why he wanted to join. For most of his life up to that point, Kim, his younger brother and mother, had experienced physical and verbal abuse at the hands of an alcoholic father. By becoming an elite military operator, he hoped finally to be able to protect them. Like many immigrant families who had made their own sacrifices for their children, Kim was expected to enroll in college and get a white-collar job, which was the last thing he wanted to do. Instead of this, he wanted to join the Navy as an enlisted service member without a college degree, meaning he would be paid significantly less. In his own words, he wanted to be in the deep trenches from the bottom, working my way up. When Kim told his mother about his dream, she cried. But there was no way he could tell his father, so he applied to the Navy in secret. At some point, though, Kim knew that he would have to tell his dad. To stop him from getting angry, he even planned to dress up as an officer and tell his father he had actually joined the Naval Academy, which included free college education and 4 years of military service. In the end, though, he wouldn't have to do this. In February 2002, a few months before he graduated from high school, Kim's father came back home early, extremely drunk, and pulled out a gun. After pleading with him not to shoot, he ran up to the attic as Kim's mother called 911. When the police arrived, Kim told them that he was in the attic. In the ensuing confrontation, his father was shot. Experiences like what Jonny went through leave scars, and trauma doesn't discriminate. It's a burden many of us carry in silence. But there is hope. Healing is possible, and reaching out for support can be the first step in reclaiming your mental health. That's why we're proud to be sponsored by BetterHelp, the world's largest online therapy platform. BetterHelp understands that your comfort is a key to a successful therapy journey. You can message your therapist anytime you feel the need, and you can set up live video or phone sessions whenever it works for you. All this is to make sure that help is always there, whenever you need it. And if you ever feel that your current therapist isn't quite the right fit, BetterHelp allows you to switch to a new one. BetterHelp gives you the same high standards you'd expect from traditional in-office therapy, but with more flexibility to fit your schedule and at a lower cost. Most people are matched with a therapist usually within 48 hours, selected to meet your specific needs. To get you started, go to betterhelp.com/simplehistory or choose Simple History for a special discount off your first month when you sign up. Thanks again to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. Navy SEAL. A few months after this traumatic experience, Kim reported for Navy SEAL BUDS training in Coronado, California, after completing basic training. Next, having completed his training as a naval special warfare operator, he enrolled on the Special Operations Combat Medic course before being assigned to SEAL Team 3, Charlie Platoon in San Diego. There, he would learn how to become a military freefall parachutist, a special reconnaissance scout and sniper, and an elite combat diver. After graduating from BUD/S, Jonny Kim served as a combat medic, sniper, navigator, and point man on over 100 missions in Afghanistan and Iraq. At the Battle of Ramadi in June 2006, he would receive the Silver Star for an act of extraordinary bravery. While working as a combat advisor for an Iraqi army platoon in the city of Ramadi, he went on patrol in a dangerous enemy-infested neighborhood. All of a sudden, everywhere was lit up by heavy enemy fire, and an Iraqi serviceman went down in the middle of an exposed street. Noticing he was still alive, with little regard for his own safety, Kim ran through a blanket of machine gun fire with another SEAL, picked up the injured soldier, and dragged him to the safety of a sheltered courtyard. Moments later, he exposed himself to fire again by pulling to safety another injured Iraqi who had taken a shot to the head. On August 2, 2006, two of his closest friends were mortally wounded. It was the helplessness he felt in that moment that partly convinced him to pursue medicine after his service was over. In 2009, while still serving as a SEAL, he began a 3-year mathematics degree at the University of San Diego. In 2012, after graduating and attaining the rank of officer via the Navy's Enlisted to Officer program, he started his studies at Harvard Medical School with a scholarship. It was during his time there that he met astronaut and physician Scott Parazynski, who recommended that he should apply for NASA's astronaut candidate program. As a child who had been fascinated by astronauts and who even had a poster of the Apollo 11 crew in his room, it didn't take much to convince Kim to sign up. In 2016, he finished medical school and embarked on a 4-year residency in emergency medicine at Massachusetts General Hospital while going through the strict NASA selection process, which saw him competing against 18,000 others. A year into his residency, he was told he was one of the dozen or so candidates that had been chosen to join NASA. Putting his ambitions to join the Navy Medical Corps on hold, in the summer of 2017, he traveled down to Naval Air Station Pensacola in Florida to begin his third career. Adding to his already impressive list of skills and abilities, he was taught how to survive underwater, how to fly a plane, and how to speak Russian. In addition, he also took modules in advanced robotics, geology, and he was trained how to use, fix, and maintain the systems installed aboard the International Space Station. In 2020, he joined NASA's Artemis program, which intends to put at least 8 astronauts on the moon in the 2020s via 2 planned flights known as Artemis II and Artemis III. While not selected for Artemis II, it is possible that he may be picked for the Artemis III follow-up mission in the near future. During his first 2 years at the space agency, he served as a capsule communicator at the NASA Mission Control Center in Houston, as well as an operations officer supporting NASA crew. In order to increase the likelihood that he'll be picked for Artemis III, he also completed additional primary flight training and advanced helicopter flight training. Then, as if that wasn't enough, he undertook a naval flight surgeon course. In March 2023, he was officially given the title of Aeromedical Dual Designator, which indicates that he can fly a rocket and operate as a flight surgeon. The culmination of all his hard work came on August 28, 2024, when it was announced that he would become the first Korean-American astronaut to embark on a long-term mission to the International Space Station. In March 2025, with Russian cosmonauts Sergei Ryzhikov and Alexei Zubritsky, he will lift off in a Russian Soyuz MS-27 spacecraft and spend 8 months at the ISS as part of the Expedition 72 and 73 crews. There, he'll conduct a series of scientific investigations and technology demonstrations that will assist future missions greatly. From an abusive childhood to blasting off into outer space, Jonny Kim is the very definition of hard work, resilience, and dedication.